Well, hello there. I'm Dr. Christiane Schröter, host of the top 1% ranked podcast, Happy Healthy Hustle. And today I'm here to share something that can transform how you manage your podcast and your business. So if you're feeling stretched thin, trying to balance running your business, creating podcast episodes, and still showing up for your family, you are in the right place. I'm going to share three powerful time-saving strategies that will help you simplify your process, free up your time, and focus on what truly matters. These three strategies have helped hundreds of women streamline their work and find balance, and they can do the same for you. So before we really jump into those strategies, let's talk about some common mistakes that can hold you back. So before we jump into those strategies, let's talk about some common mistakes that can hold you back. First, trying to do it all. You take on every role, podcast host, editor, marketer, designer, tech guru, and it's super exhausting. When you're trying to do it all, you spread yourself too thin and it's impossible to do everything well. Second, getting stuck in perfectionism. Spending hours editing every or re-recording small mistakes is really something that your audience is actually not going to notice. Your audience is not looking for perfection. They're actually just looking for authentic voice and messaging. Third, when you're lacking systems. Without systems in place, every task feels totally overwhelming. You waste your time figuring out what to do next instead of focusing on creating meaningful content. So here are my three tips. Tip number one, batch your content. Batching is a total change. It's all about grouping similar tasks together that save time and energy. And here's how it works. You can dedicate one day to recording multiple podcast episodes. Use another day to edit all the episodes. Then you set some time aside, it's a block of time where you're creating graphics, show notes, and marketing materials. If you're staying in one mode at a time, you actually work much more efficiently and you're avoiding the mental exhaustion that comes from constantly switching tasks. Tip number two, use templates and tools. Templates are tools are your secret weapon for simplifying repetitive tasks. So you could use a podcast episode outline template to streamline your planning process. You can also use a Canva template for graphics. You're not constantly starting from scratch. And thirdly, you can use an automatic scheduler, like something that reminds you on social media posts. For instance, tools like Trello or Later are super helpful there. Templates and tools take the guesswork out of your workflow, and they're actually saving you the super valuable time and mental energy. Tip number three, delegate and outsource. You don't have to do it all yourself. Delegating and outsourcing can help you focus on what you do best while leaving the rest to someone else. So if you're hiring, for instance, a podcast editor, it's maybe they're really expensive. If you don't want to do that, you could also just use beginner-friendly software like I'm using Descript, and it really simplifies my editing process. You could also outsource some tasks, like for instance, somebody with show notes or transcription or graphic creation. I use Cast Magic and absolutely love this for my show notes. At home, you can also look for some other ways to share responsibility. You can ask your partner, your family, or maybe even somebody that comes in and take care of your children. Start really small and build from there. So even outsourcing one task can already make a huge difference in your workload. So let's recap those three time-saving strategies. First, batch your content. Grouping similar tasks together helps you staying focused and save time. Second, use templates and tools. Simplify repetitive tasks with ready-made resources. Third, delegate or outsource. Focus on your strength and let others handle the rest. These strategies have helped so many women simplify their processes and find more time for the things that they love. And now it's your turn to put them into action. To make this even easier, I created a free resource just for you. It's called the Podcast Simplification Starter Kit. Inside, you will find a super helpful podcast episode outline template, a batching schedule that helps you plan your workflow, and my favorite tools and tips to save time and staying super productive. You can download this for free, and it's designed to help you start simplifying your podcast and business right away. With that, thank you so much for spending some time with me here today, running a podcast and a business while still balancing everything else. I know it's like super helpful and it's definitely not easy, but it doesn't have to overwhelm you. So, simplifying your process, you can actually reclaim your time and focus on what truly matters. With that, I hope that small, consistent steps will lead to big results. And I know you got this. If you have any questions and if you're ready to take the next step, grab my freebie. Connect with me on hellohappynest.com. I would love to hear from you and how these strategies are helping you simplify your journey. Thanks again and happy podcasting.